Good morning, boys and girls. How are you all doing? Miss Wyrick here. I'm excited to have the story for this week. The story that I'm going to do this week, boys and girls, is a significant story in the sense that tomorrow you won't be here. Tomorrow is a holiday in the middle of the week. So the significance of that is tomorrow is Veterans Day. So I thought that since tomorrow is Veterans Day, I would let you know what Veterans Day is all about. Okay? So the book we're going to read today is called Veterans Day. Okay? And this book is by Julie Murray. Okay? Veterans Day by Julie Murray. Okay, so it has a table of contents, which indicates that it might be a little bit of a chapter book, but it's a short chapter book, so it won't be long, okay? So what is Veterans Day? Beginnings, time for peace, red poppies, red, white, and blue. Never forget, Veterans Day today, interesting facts, important words, websites, and index, okay? So, what is Veterans Day? Veterans Day happens every year on November 11th. It is a national U.S. holiday. Several other countries have comparable holidays. Veterans are people who have served in the military. Veterans Day honors their service with parades and ceremonies. And as you can see, there's a picture here of a parade with ceremonies, and it says many U.S. cities host their Veterans Day parades. Okay. Beginnings. On November 11, 1918, an armistice ended World War I. 1 year later, President Woodrow Wilson wanted to honor U.S. veterans of the war. So he set aside November 11th as Armistice Day. This honored the end of fighting. Many countries celebrated the 1918 armistice. This meant their loved ones could come home from the war. So on that day, a lot of veterans got to go home, okay? Which was extremely important for them because some thought they would never see their families, and on Armistice Day, they got to. Armistice Day became an official U.S. holiday in 1938. World War II and the Korean War followed. Afterward, Americans wanted to honor veterans of all wars. So in 1954, Armistice Day was renamed Veterans Day. Veterans from many different wars observe Veterans Day. You can see all the different soldiers here. These were all soldiers, and they all honor this day every year, okay? It's very important. We need to be grateful for all the people that serve this country and make it great, okay? In the United Kingdom, Remembrance Day is observed on the second Sunday in November. Today, several other countries have holidays to honor veterans on or near November 11th. In France, people observe Armistice Day. In the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, the holiday is called Remembrance Day. So the reason it's called Remembrance Day is because they remember their soldiers just like we do on Veterans Day. Okay? Time for peace. The 1918 armistice took effect the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. So for many people, the number 11 is an important part of Veterans Day. Many Veterans Day ceremonies begin at 11 a.m. At most Veterans Day ceremonies, an honor guard brings in flags. This is called presenting the colors. As you can see, the soldier, he's bringing in the colors there. Red poppies. During World War I, many soldiers fought in Europe. There, plants called corn poppies often grew on battlefields. In 1950, a poem by Canadian soldier John McCrae was printed. This famous poem is called In Flanders Fields. It is about the battlefields and the poppies. Today, red poppies are a symbol of World War I and the soldiers who died. They are a common part of Remembrance Day events around the world. Corn poppies are native to Europe, North Africa, and Asia. See the poppies, and they're red. They're so pretty, huh? Those are some pretty flowers. Red, white, and blue. A flag is a symbol of a country. People fly flags near government buildings and homes. During wartime, flags become very important symbols. When Americans think of Veterans Day, they often think of the U.S. flag. So on this holiday, people carry flags in parades and ceremonies. Each star on the U.S. flag stands for one of the 50 states. Each stripe represents one of the original 13 colonies. Isn't that neat? How many of you knew that those stripes represent the original 13 colonies? Never forget. On Veterans Day, some people visit cemeteries for veterans. By doing so, they honor people who served the United States. Being buried in a cemetery for veterans is a special honor. How many of you, I wonder, have grandparents or fathers who are, or uncles even, or even aunts that are buried in a military cemetery? President Barack Obama has attended the Veterans Day ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery. Arlington National Cemetery is near Washington, D.C. It holds a Veterans Day ceremony each year at 11 a.m. The U.S. president often attends. And there's that number 11 again, huh? So not only is Veterans Day the 11th month of the 11th day, but they also celebrate at the 11th hour. During the ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery, people honor a special tomb. The Tomb of the Unknowns was established on November 11th, 1921. In 1921, the body of a World War I soldier was buried there. No one knew who he was, but they wanted to honor him like others, and others like him. Today, this grave is a symbol. It honors all Americans lost in the war. And then there's soldiers who guard the Tomb of the Unknowns. 3 unknown soldiers are now buried there. So now there's 3 unknown soldiers that are buried there. Veterans Day today. Today, Veterans Day honors all American veterans. On this day, people attend events. They fly the American flag. Some visit cemeteries for veterans. They remember the brave people who fought for their country. On Veterans Day, people honor veterans who have died by visiting their graves. And see, there's a woman and she's visiting the grave of someone. And that looks like Arlington National Cemetery. That is a cemetery that only has military personnel buried there. That means only people who were in the military are allowed to be buried there. Not just anybody can be buried in that cemetery. Okay? And then we get to the interesting facts at the end of the book. And it says some countries honor soldiers who died in World War I in a special way. On November 11th, people are silent for 2 minutes at 11 a.m. In 2010, there were about 23 million living U.S. veterans. Long ago, only men were soldiers. In 1948, a law was passed that allowed women to become regular members of the military. See, back before, women weren't allowed to be in the military. They thought only men were brave enough to fight. And then they came to their senses and said, no, women are pretty strong too. Before they could fight, women worked as nurses or service pilots. Today, they are honored for their service. See, there's an older woman right there. She served in the military. And then it goes into important words, which we know are armistice, which is, it tells you what the meaning of it is, and cemetery and ceremony. And then the Korean War, a war fought in North and South Korea from 1950 to 1953, which we were definitely involved in. And then symbol tomb, World War II and World War I. Okay, and this is a website, or shall I say websites, that you can go to view all this information. Also, this book is in our collection of online books. So if you want to learn more about Veterans Day, feel free to go into the OPAC, which is our digital library, and check this book out digitally. So you can actually have it read to you on your iPad, which is pretty neat because you don't have to come to the library to get that book. You can just look it up and it will come up. Remember to get those permission slips signed, boys and girls, for your so that you can check out library books. Okay, want to make sure you get those signed and turned in as soon as possible, because I want you to be able to get books. Mrs. Wyrick is super excited to have you guys checking books out again, and I can't wait to see you guys in person. Okay? So in the meantime, boys and girls, stay safe, wash your hands, wear your mask, and we'll see you soon. Okay?